Oh Lord.
Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
Good morning and happy Monday to a special, beautiful week here at ASAP Afternoon Show. Oh, I don't even know if we could call it afternoon show. Can we call it afternoon show, guys?
Hell no. That shit started at 1.
All right. Well, we're gonna call it the evening show. The hell with it. I'm your boy Frankie C. Right now, Foxborough Frankie. As you can see, football right around the corner. Preseason has come to an end, and we are getting ready for the regular season. But before we do that, we are less than 24 hours away from the 53-man cut roster. A lot of people about to get cut. A lot of teams have made plenty of cuts. So we're going to talk some football. We're going to talk probably a little bit of baseball if we want. Probably not. I definitely don't. And then we'll talk about the FIBA because our boy Rob Scott has been on top of the FIBA world with a bunch of news, stats, and everything he can think of. But let's start it off with some football, boys. Less than 24 hours for each team to get to the 53-man roster. A lot of people have been getting cut. I want to get some expressions and thoughts of your guys' teams or any other teams of big name players that you guys have seen out there that have caught your eye and surprisingly for you guys.
I think to fill in Rob, I know Rob's been super busy with the FIBA and obviously everything he's got going on in New York. But the Bears made a move that was, if you would have told me 2 months ago that PJ Walker would have been cut by the Chicago Bears after getting $2 million guaranteed to be the backup quarterback, I would have said you were crazy. But PJ Walker had a horrible camp. He had horrible OTAs, horrible training camp, horrible preseason. And Tyson Bagent, undrafted rookie, absolute dog. I mean, what a stud. What a stud. Does his thing. He takes the job from PJ Walker. Chicago Bears said, listen, man, take your $2 million. Get the fuck out of here. Skip fucking daddle. We don't need you. And that's really what it was. And it was very interesting to see that happen. Alex Leatherwood, we talked about it with Tony and Pride last night on the late night show and really just talking about a guy who wins a national championship in Alabama, 6'6", 330 pounds. I mean, absolute stud offensive tackle, gets drafted 17th overall in 2021, cut in his first year by the Raiders of all teams, and then can't even make the Chicago Bears offensive line. Like Rob Scott can make the Chicago Bears offensive line at this point. Like this kid cannot stay healthy. This kid cannot stay on the field. He does not produce. He is not subjective to anything other than college level talent. And I think it's crazy to me to think that that's how his story is probably going to end. And it's wild. His most memorable part of being a Chicago Bear was when he got mono when he first came. And that was it. He got mono from the water fountain and that was it. But Frankie, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy with the Bears so far, getting Tyson, taking a chance on Bagent, cutting Leatherwood, making good moves.
Hey, I think the Bears right now are showing that they are serious in putting a roster around Justin Fields.
No bum.
I think they believe in Justin Fields. I think they see that the city believes in Justin Fields. And I'm excited about this season, honestly. Like I'm counting down. Like I got a draft tonight in fantasy. I got a draft tomorrow in fantasy. Of course, getting ready to get my FanDuel winnings ready to go. So yeah, baby, yeah, it's bear down or no down. You feel me?
Yeah, and I can't even front. I'm not even a Bears fan, and I've been keeping my eye on the Bears because I've been telling Mike since like before draft, like once offseason came, I'm like, the Bears they're gonna do something this year because we've seen what Justin Fields did last year without anybody. He didn't have no help. Now he's got help all around him, offensive line. He's got help. He's got help on the backfield. He's got help at wide receivers now. Finally, and I feel like Justin Fields is gonna have that season that everybody thought Justin Fields should have had when he first started. I think Justin Fields is going to be an absolute stud this year. Like, honestly, real talk, I think Justin Fields is going to be nasty. The fact
Yeah.
that the fact that right now Caesars is like saying that the Lions are potentially going to be the favorites to win that division is absolutely mind blowing to me, and I understand why they say that. But if we're really looking at it, I honestly, in my standpoint, think that the Bears are going to do it. And I'm not saying it just also because of the stuff around them. We've witnessed it 3 games in this preseason already. Justin Fields come out and do at least 1 or 2 series, and he's getting touchdowns quick for the Bears. If not 1 touchdown, he's getting them 2 touchdowns really quickly for the Bears. And it's just preseason. Imagine what's gonna happen when regular season comes around. Like it's gonna be interesting. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for to see Justin Fields and the Bears on that
Yeah,
field.
and
The
honestly,
Bears.
he hasn't even used his legs yet. Really, I mean, he is showing the talent with his arm. The only thing that makes me nervous about the Bears is, of course, that offensive line can get better, but it's still early, and that defensive line. I mean, we want to talk about lines. I mean, I didn't like the way Buffalo was able to, kind of run all over the Bears and their defense. It scares me, but we've had injuries. I don't think Eddie Jackson's been there this preseason, and I think we're missing one more linebacker. But um,
Tremaine Edmonds. Yeah.
yeah, it's
He just got back though. He just
yeah,
got
he
back.
just
They
he
said,
just got back, right?
Eddie will be back for week 1 as well.
Bro,
So
if you know about Tremaine Edmonds, you don't even care when he comes back. You know when he comes back, it's gonna be a dog.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
so
and it's
that's the only thing I'm thinking. We need, what I'm saying, that veteran leadership on the defensive side. If we can get that defense together, I know it won't quite be like the '06 defense,
right.
but I think if we can stop people, and Justin Fields and DJ Moore are showing they can score the ball, which is going to also open up more opportunities for Khalil Herbert. Uh, Honestly, because I think now you can really use that run game effectively because you don't know if Justin Fields is going to take off, and now he also has playmakers out there on the receiving course. So
Right.
I'm thinking, the Bears. To me, honestly, that's what I'm basing the season on. I'm not saying we're gonna win the Super Bowl, but I think we can win the North.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things too where Rob touched on a couple key parts about the defense not being fully healthy, but that's not even my issue right now. I do not care about what's going on with that defense. What I have noticed is guys like Tevin Jenkins, who was drafted in the second round with Justin Fields, and he's going to be Frankie. You ready for this?
Go ahead, baby.
The man came in his rookie year, had a back surgery. All right, cool,
Yep.
whatever. Last year, he wasn't that productive. Going into training camp, he looked great. He doesn't have one calf strain right now. He has 2 calf strains in both legs. I mean, the guy's gonna miss at least a month right now, and it's like, dude, like you just got to stay on the field. You're our starting right guard. And then you look at you guy like Braxton Jones. You look at a guy like Darnell Wright, like Nate Davis, who have all been banged up throughout this preseason and have been missing time. Nate Davis hasn't even suited up with the team yet. And it's one of those conversations to where it's like, those are 3 of our starting offensive linemen. Nate Davis, Darnell Wright, who we just drafted, 11th overall, and then obviously Tevin Jenkins. So that's your offensive tackle and 2 guards. And that's going to be a huge issue if this team can't stay healthy for the offensive line. Rob and I have talked about it up the ass about what DJ Moore and Cole Kmet and Robert Tunyon and Chase Claypool and Darnell Mooney and Khalil Herbert and Roshan Johnson and what all these guys are going to be for Justin Fields. But if he doesn't have time to get those guys open, if he doesn't have time to get those guys in the best position possible, if they don't have time to make plays and create separation, it's not going to be anything. It's not going to mean anything. Justin Fields is going to continue to scramble. You're not going to be in a good position like a guy like Jalen Hurts, like a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who has all the time in the world, or even a Josh Allen. You need guys to be able to be available in the trenches because it all starts up front. And I think when you already have conversations about Cody Whitehair and Lucas Patrick and a bunch of other guys in the center and guard position who are already pretty injury prone, like we're blessed that both of those 2 are available right now. But you have those conversations and you say to yourself, like, what I want this year to be for Justin Fields is the year of no excuses. Is the year of, hey man, you're gonna go out there and I need you to perform because at the end of the day, I don't care if we lose games because let's say we put up 35 points a game. If the defense allows 40, I'm not mad at Justin Fields whatsoever. Like we're doing our job offensively, and the defense is going to get better as time continues. And I think the defense is going to be pretty good this year. But I think the main thing I'm looking for is from an offensive perspective, I don't want to have an excuse. We have the weapons. We have Justin Fields now, year 3, year 2 in this system. And you start to say to yourself, okay, what do we need? We have wide receivers. We have tight ends. We have the offensive line. We have the running backs. Cool. Let's go out and ball. Now, there's going to be injuries here and there, and that's fine. But if 3 of our 5 starters on the offensive line miss week 1 against the Green Bay Packers, again, I have a hard time criticizing Justin Fields to where he lacks, because it's like you're not in the best position possible from week 1 yet again. And we already kind of are short at the offensive line spot. We just talked about Alex Leatherwood not making the cut. It's definitely something to where, to Rob's point, this is Justin Fields' team. This is everyone in Chicago is talking about this kid. Like, you need to produce though, because Rob knows just as well as I do how quickly it can turn on Justin Fields. If
Oh,
he
we'll
doesn't
turn
perform
on
well this
you.
season,
We'll
it'll be
turn on you. I don't know who worse, us or Philadelphia.
it's
Like
bad.
we will turn on you if you go out there and you underperform. If you don't go out there and take care of business, it's only so long that we will sit there and allow you to sit comfortably in a position that you're not ready for.
Right. And at some point you have to say, listen, man, let's say year 3 doesn't go well, right? You go into year 4 and you say this is a contract year. I understand things weren't perfect, but I can't sit here and wait for things to be perfect, because it's not always going to go that way. It's just not. You know what I mean? Like, the starting center of Tampa Bay Bucks is out for the rest of the season now. Good luck, Baker and Kyle Trask. Like, that's just what it is. And it's like, you have these conversations and you don't know what's going to happen any given Sunday, because anybody can go down at any time. But when you start the season already missing guys, it's like, man, bro, like, this kid can't catch a break when it comes to the availability of everybody else on the team.
Yeah,
And Justin Fields has his own injury issues. We've
yeah.
talked about that before, about what he was in college. We saw a little bit of it in his first couple years in Chicago with his ribs and his ankle and his shoulder and stuff like that. But
He a tough kid though.
tough.
But
Oh my God.
it's only so many times you can get hit
Right.
clean
Super
and
tough
then not
kid.
affect you. I mean, you look at a guy like my boy Smoking Joe
Yeah.
over there in Cincinnati. Great quarterback, has the potential to be one of the greats, honestly. But if Cincinnati don't protect him, like if you're getting sacked 7 times in the AFC Championship game and then get sacked another 8 times in the Super Bowl, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So, and I think that was the
And
reason he
Rob,
didn't
to
get
that
back
point
into
though,
that last year. Is
who's he
because of
got
how much
around
he
him,
been
Rob?
hurt. He got some dogs around him.
But it
It don't
don't matter.
matter if you
It
can't get
don't
it
matter.
to him.
And that's the point. Like, you could have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, CJ Ozuma, Joe Mixon, and
Boy,
all these
you
other
know what I'm saying?
cats.
He got some
Tyler
dogs
Boyd,
around
like,
him.
you have dogs, and that's fine. But when it comes to winning the Super Bowl, you gotta have the trenches secured. And it's like, I mean, I've watched Frankie, you watched it as well. I watched Justin Fields get his ribs cracked open to a crowning against the Clemson Tigers. What was it, 2020? I mean, we saw that happen in a playoff game, and this kid went right back
He
out there
still
and
finished the game.
he started carving them up. He didn't give a
What you
fuck.
do?
I mean, but at some point in the NFL, that's going to catch up with you. And if at the end of the day, Tyson Bagent, who, hey, God bless him, he made the 53-man roster. We're talking about Mr. Irrelevant with Brock Purdy. This kid wasn't even drafted, and now he's on a 53-man roster. I got all the love for him. But I do not want to see this kid take a single snap this year at quarterback for the Bears. I don't. Like, that's just reality of the situation.
Unless it's week 15 and we already won the division.
100%. 100%. Like, I'm not mentally prepared for that. I'm not mentally prepared for losing another guy. I'm not ready for another Derrick Rose story. So having those conversations and saying we got to keep this offensive line clean, like, it just is what it is. But Frankie, we've been talking about the Bears for a minute. Tell me how you're feeling out in Foxborough, Frankieville. How we feeling with the 53-man roster? How's Mac Jones looking? How's Zeke looking? How's everything going?
Yeah, I feel kind of comfortable with the 53-man roster what we got right now. We've been letting go a bunch of like no-name players. The one guy that I actually love the fact that Bill Belichick kept is Malik Cunningham, a quarterback from God, what's that team? Louisville.
Mm,
And he came out looking like a stud during the preseason, breaking ankles left and right. And it just been announced today that the Patriots let go of one quarterback, so that's moving Malik Cunningham up to the third string quarterback. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Belichick does something to put Malik Cunningham at backup. and have Bailey Zappi as the third string because Bailey Zappi had an absolute terrible preseason.
Mm,
Absolute terrible preseason. I didn't like
mm.
what he did. I didn't like how he looked. Just didn't look like the Bailey Zappi that we thought he was gonna be. Other than that, I feel like we're okay with where we're going. Offensive line, we can definitely use some help there, and that's what Bill Belichick has been doing the last couple of days. We made a trade with Minnesota to get one of their offensive linemen for a six-round pick. And just before that, we traded Pierre Strong Jr. to the Cleveland Browns to also get another offensive lineman. I think it was a tackle. So Bill Belichick is knowing that the offensive line right now is where we needed, where we need to buff up a little bit more. But other than that, I think that the Patriots are going to be okay. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Patriots are playoff contenders. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Patriots are going to be in the Super Bowl. This is this is a Frankie C without Tom Brady. If this was Tom Brady era, best to believe I'll say, bro, you guys are crazy. We're going to the Super Bowl. I don't care what team is gonna is up there.
Facts.
Like we're going to the Super Bowl. I don't give a damn. We can have shitty no name wide receivers. We're going to the Super Bowl. Like it doesn't matter. But now it's like with Mac Jones, I feel Mac Jones is now comfortable having Bill O'Brien as an offensive coordinator. Like last year he didn't have an offensive coordinator. He had two stupid people that are play callers who used to be former head coaches for two shitty teams, and actually got fired within a 1 year span of them
Not
being on that
not
team.
to mention one of them was a defensive coordinator. Like, are you crazy?
Exactly. Yeah, it's just mind blowing to me that they relax, bro. It's mind to me that they do that, but him having Bill O'Brien, I feel like is going to help him a lot. Him having a little bit of not an upgrade at weapons. I feel like Devontae Parker is, he's going to come out. He's going to do what he does best, and show out some games, not every game. I feel like Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be a big plus for Mac Jones. But the main person that I feel that Mac Jones is gonna throw to is Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne and Mac Jones have been building a connection the last couple of years to where this year they're actually looking like they had that mind connection. And in the first, I think it was week 2 of the preseason, we've seen that Mac Jones was throwing straight bombs to Kendrick Bourne, and Kendrick Bourne was getting up top, jumping high, catching basically every pass that Mac Jones was throwing his way. I feel like it's going to be a really good season for the Patriots. I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to win the division because listen, we got Karen Rodgers with the Jets. We got
Yeah,
we got Josh Allen and the Bills. We already know how the Bills are, and then we
yeah.
got Miami. And we got Miami. Miami could be a hit or miss, depending on how Tua's health situation is going to look this year. But I'm not really scared on my division as much. The only team that I basically will say that I'm kind of scared of is the Buffalo Bills. But other than that, I'm
I
not.
mean the Jets. Now,
No, I'm not.
granted,
I'm
we
never.
we
No, I'm
haven't
never scared of the
we
Jets.
we haven't
Never.
seen enough, but I do
I'm.
think just to finally see that connection with Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson is going to be a sleeper this year.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
he's
never. I'm
going to
never
be
scared of them
I don't
though.
think it's much of a sleeper either. He just came off
that
of Offensive Player of the Year,
that
Offensive
kid
Rookie of
is
the Year
nice though. Yeah, I mean, but we saw that with I can't even remember who that
with
last
trash.
quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So
Mike White and what? Zach
was Mike
Wilson?
White and what's the kid's name?
Zach
Zach
Wilson?
Yeah,
Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Yeah, he's
That's so
trash.
I'll tell
disrespectful.
you what though, I do think I'm hopping on the train a little early. I think you could see the Dolphins in the AFC Championship. I really do.
No.
I think they're
You
a
that
lot
much of
more
a Tua
legit than
fan?
people think, bro.
You that
Like
much of a Tua fan?
I'm not that much of a Tua fan, but I believe in Tua enough to get
That's a
the job
strong
done.
statement. That's a strong
I'll tell
statement.
you what. Here's the
Because I
thing with
like
people.
Dalvin Cook going to Buffalo. I think
Dalvin,
that's what Buffalo was missing. Like Buffalo
Hell
was
no.
missing a running back.
well, I think
No,
they
they
still are,
wasn't.
Rob.
Yes, they were.
They
Dalvin Cook.
wasn't.
Dalvin Cook went to New York.
Well, who the cook that just cooked us? Whatever the kid
That
name
was
is.
James Cook.
James Cook. Yeah, I think,
He's been there a little while.
but
No, this is his second year.
Well,
he
that's what I'm
gonna
saying.
pick
Is he?
he
They
gonna
didn't just.
he gonna pick
They
it
got him
up.
last year. He was a rookie last year.
Mm-hmm.
He about to pick it up, and then it's another
He ain't
running back
about to
they
pick
just
them
got
up.
over there at Buffalo.
You know what he's about to pick up? He's about to pick up nothing but fumbles that he's going to drop
It's another
That's what he's
kid
gonna
they
pick
just got
up.
in Buffalo though, a running back.
I don't know. I wasn't really watching that game. I can't lie to you, but I do believe in Tyreek Hill. I do believe in Jalen Waddle. I believe in that Dolphins defense. I see the young rookie they have at running back, who I think is an absolute dog. They still have Jeff Wilson and Mostert and a bunch of other guys, Mike McDaniel. I think when you look at Tua, when he was on the field, he was top 5 in quarterback rating. That's true. I mean, it's not a lie. He was accurate. He looked a lot better. Frankie and I were joking about him all offseason long last year about how he can't throw a deep ball, and they literally brought in Tyreek Hill, who only runs deep routes, and you saw him throw the ball at an elite level, and he proved me wrong. He couldn't stay healthy, and that's a fact, but he proved me wrong nonetheless. And I think if he can stay healthy, they have the roster and what it takes to win the Super Bowl. I truly believe that.
I'm not gonna say that because my wife is looking at me, and I'm not. She's a Dolphins fan. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
I think they
Oh,
Don't
do.
they
look at
got
me.
Latavius Murray. That's what they got.
He's decent.
Are you serious right now? You just called him a rookie? Did
No,
you
no,
really just
no.
say
I
that?
didn't call him a rookie. I'm saying they just got a running back that they just added to
Latavius
their
Murray
roster.
ain't nothing. He's nothing.
Hey, I'm
When
telling
was
you,
the
man.
last time you heard somebody bring up his name?
Watch out for Buffalo. But you got to think now. Now he going over there with a decent offensive line, a great quarterback, and great receivers out there. That opens you up. That opens your
Yo,
game up.
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, Rob. They have a great defensive line. Yes, they have a great defense. But guess what? They lost their defensive coordinator. That defense can't run well without their defensive coordinator. They don't even have a defensive coordinator. They got fucking what's his name calling plays. The head coach. They're gonna have him calling the defensive plays.
Man, you still got people like Von Miller, Leonard Floyd over there, bro.
Oh my God,
You
Von
got some
Miller.
veterans. You got some veterans over there that know how to play football.
Von Miller. Von Miller isn't the same since Super Bowl
It
50.
don't matter. Von
It
Miller has
matters.
proven where he goes, he wins.
Did they win last year?
He got hurt.
My point exactly. Thank you. Von
All
Miller
right.
ain't shit.
I'm telling you, man, don't sleep on Buffalo, bro.
Bro, I sleep on everybody in my division. What up? You want to know why? Because I got 6 rings. Everybody else, compared to everybody else, they only got what, like 3, 4? Get out of here.
I mean, Kansas City's still a favorite to come out the AFC. I honestly, my personal favorite is Baltimore. If Odell can stay healthy, I think people should be scared of Baltimore.
Hell no, fuck that guy. No, I'm kidding.
Lamar Jackson,
Whoa.
I think Lamar Jackson got stuff to prove. Odell Beckham, he's happy he won the ring, but as people know, not granted, he was very impactful in the 2 catches he did get, but everybody, know Cooper Cup was holding it down. So, you know, I think Odell has a lot to prove,
I'll
and I
put a
think
bet in right now that he gets hurt again.
I'm not even gonna put that in the air, bro.
I put money on it. It's gonna
I think it's
happen.
already in there, bro.
I'm not
I
gonna
put
put that
money
in
on
the
it. It's
air.
gonna happen.
I'm
I
not
put
even
money
gonna
on it
put
right
that in
now.
the air.
I put money on it right now. He's saying his leg is hurting every time he's on the
Over
field
over
when he
under,
comes off.
Frankie. Over
No,
under
but
week 5.
I've been hearing reports out of Baltimore and they saying that Odell looked great.
Okay, but
Of course they're gonna say that.
No, that's not always the
Frankie,
case.
over or under week 5 injury
Over.
Over or under. Do you think Baltimore has a winning record in 7 games?
in 7 games?
Mm-hmm.
A winning record?
In
Let
week
me check.
7, do you think they have a winning record?
Let me check
I
out.
need to know their schedule. Yeah,
I'm
check out
checking
their
it out.
schedule.
I'm checking it out right now.
You tell me their schedule. I'll tell you right now if they have a winning record by week 7. But I know
So,
for a fact by over 5 weeks, Odell Beckham Jr. will be hurt.
so the games right now as it sits, they play the Texans week 1,
Mm-hmm.
Win,
the Bengals week 2,
loss,
Mm-hmm.
Colts week 3.
win.
So that's what is that right now? 2 and
Two,
1.
two and
Two and
one,
one.
Browns week 4.
Yeah.
win.
We'll see.
They got Steelers in week 5.
Steelers week 5. Titans week 6.
I'm giving them a loss to the Steelers. Kenny Pickett about to go crazy.
You got the Titans week 6, and then the Lions week 7.
I think they 5-2.
Nah,
They
I feel like
five
they'll
and
have.
two. I think they lose to the Bengals probably. I mean, yeah, to the Bengals, and then they lose probably to. It's either gonna be the Steelers or the Titans.
I'm gonna say they're 4-3. I say they lose to
I don't think they lose to the
the
Lions.
Lions, the Steelers, and the
Didn't the
Bengals.
Lions lose to Huntley?
This is a different Lions team, bro.
Man, it's not right. You right because they let people go.
They added people actually.
Man, nobody's
I
scared
I
of no.
see them. I see them 3-4.
Ain't nobody scared of Detroit.
I
I
say
say
four
I,
and three.
I
I'm
say
scared of
three and
Detroit.
four. I say 3-4. I say they, and I do agree with Mike. I
Wrong white
think that
guy.
they, I think that, I think that they no, because somebody just sent my one boy Chris just sent me a thing. I think they lose to the Lions. I think they lose to the Steelers. I think they lose to the Bengals, and I think they lose to the Titans.
Yeah,
Because everybody's forgetting Derrick Henry's that king. Derrick Henry's that king, man. And now they got DeAndre Hopkins.
he is, but it's still even at the same time. It's still what's his name? Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't disrespect my boy Pride. If you're gonna say his name, you say his name right. It's Ryan
I
Tannehill.
refuse to call him Tanner Goat. Y'all crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him that either. I don't like Ryan Tannehill. I really don't. I'm not a big fan of Ryan Tannehill,
No,
I
me
and I'm
still
not
either.
just saying that. I'm not just saying that because he's a former Dolphins player
do.
either. Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this: do y'all think Cincinnati is still one of the favorites to come out of the AFC?
Oh, definitely,
I
Yes,
think
sir. so. Yes,
I
sir.
don't I don't
I
I
definitely.
don't think
agree.
there's been any change. But I still think it's ignorant. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's the favorite, but like we literally just saw what Patrick Mahomes was able to do. And
Yeah,
it's like the fact that we still have conversations about the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals and the
yeah,
Los Angeles Chargers, and I even threw out the Miami Dolphins, but we ignore Patrick Mahomes. And I was one of his biggest critics just because the Bears passed up on him and I'm ignorant and I hated it and I was just pissed off about it. But I've started to just same way I was with LeBron, same way I was with Brady, same way I was with a bunch of other guys. You love to hate them, but then at some point you just gotta respect it. And Patrick earned my respect throughout this last offseason.
That's baby
And
goat.
I mean, at this point, man, it really is. It
That's
really is.
baby goat.
There's no real other way I can put that than Patrick Mahomes is on the path right now to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Frankie, that's no disrespect either. You know what I
I
mean?
No,
Like,
think
no, no.
I mean, if you ask me, I think Pat already in top five all
uh,
time. If Pat retired today, he would be considered a top five quarterback all time.
I don't think he has the stats to back that up just
Why?
yet.
Why? 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 He
Well,
been
when you
in the
when you look
championship
at like,
every year. Every
so
year he
you'll
been
look
in the
at
championship.
this is what you'll look at, right? You'll look at the longevity of what the other ones have. Like Aaron Rodgers has been in the league for damn near 20
But
years.
he's
Peyton
done
Manning was
more than
in for
Aaron
over
Rodgers
15.
in a short handful of sample.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is like when you put the top 5 together, you have to take into account touchdowns, yards, and all the other accolades. Like Pat has the accolades. Pat has more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers does, just as many as
Final
Peyton
MVP,
Manning.
Super Bowl MVPs.
Right, but when you look at like let's look at it right now for what it is. I'm gonna look up Patrick Mahomes' career touchdowns, right?
You got a
And
lot of.
you're gonna look at. I'm looking it up right now. My internet's so slow today, though. I don't know
I'm
why.
gonna I'm gonna agree with Mike. Right? Like I don't think that we're not. I don't know how I'm gonna say this real quick. It's not the fact that we don't want to talk about Patrick Mahomes. It's the fact that we already know what Patrick Mahomes can bring on the field. I feel it's just like the same way when Tom Brady was playing. There was no need to mention Tom Brady because we knew what Tom Brady can do on the field and what he brings into the NFL on a different level. I feel that's what Patrick Mahomes is. The fact that we're still talking about Joe Burrow, I think, is because the man is still fresh. About like what is it, 3 years off his rookie season.
Because he's
You know,
white.
no, not just that. Also, the man literally hurt his leg and then came back, got to the Super Bowl. So like, I feel like that's why he's getting mentioned. Justin Herbert, he's getting mentioned because he's a good quarterback. He really is. He's on a good team, and I feel
Mhm.
like he just needs to get over that slump. There's a slump that's stopping him somewhere. I can't see it, but I feel like once Justin Herbert can like just overcome this thing that he's dealing with, he can be a Super Bowl contending quarterback.
Wait, Frankie, do you think
Shot.
what's holding him back is his head coach kicking it on third down?
I think so, honestly, real talk. I
Like, you
really
have a
do.
dumbass coach. It's what it is.
And I feel like that is what it is. True. It
But
really is.
Rob,
That's what it
to
is.
that point Frankie's making really quick, I do have it pulled up. Right now, Patrick Mahomes has a career of 192 touchdowns, which is pretty solid throughout the first few years of his career.
Only
That's
29 in the
Aaron Rodgers has 475. Like, it's not that I don't think he is going to end up being a top 5 quarterback ever, but it's right now, if he ended his career, I couldn't put him there because the accolades aren't comparable statistically to guys like that.
If he was like the James Jones of his Super Bowl titles, no disrespect to James Jones, but let's just be real. The man was carried
I
all
ain't
through his
arguing.
NBA career,
Right.
whether it was by D Wade or whether it was by LeBron. So if Pat Mahomes was the James Jones of his Super Bowl wins, then I would completely agree with you.
Right.
He
But when
is.
you are the leading reason, because all he literally did was take over Alex Smith's roster.
Yeah, it was the same roster.
That's it. All he did was say, and he said, "Let me show you what you can really do with these people. Let me show you what I can do with these guys."
I like how you mentioned James Jones comparison with Patrick Mahomes because it fits right on. And I know you're trying to say that he's not. I think he is
What?
because he's getting carried by Travis Kelce.
What?
Don't sit there and say he's not.
Oh,
Do not sit there and say he's not.
oh my God.
Please don't. Please
Oh
don't.
my
Please
God.
look at it. I'm not putting Patrick
We've
Mahomes game
seen
down.
situations
I'm
where
not.
great tight ends do not have the right quarterback, and all they are great tight ends. Do I have to mention Antonio Gates? Do I have to mention Tony Gonzalez? We've seen all-time tight ends carry a team and win nothing. For you to say that he carrying Pat Mahomes, you crazy.
But can I, Rob? So I want to throw this out there to you. Not to say that I don't agree with any of that. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is carried whatsoever. But when you talk about a guy entering the top 5, would you say Giannis has the potential when his career is over to be a top 5 player of all time?
No,
You don't think so?
no,
If it ended today, is he top 10?
no.
And could anything change that throughout the next 10 years?
Yeah.
See, and that's the big thing about Patrick Mahomes for me right now. Like, there are things that are going to change that. And it's not the Super
But
Bowls,
he already went.
but that's my thing. It has nothing to do with the Super Bowls. All he needs now is the stats. All you need now is to keep playing ball. Like, you already won the Super Bowl. You already won the MVPs. You already won Super Bowl MVP. You did everything you needed to do from a award standpoint. That's such a huge part of it, is the awards. That's why guys like Phillip Rivers and Matthew Stafford and Drew Brees have such a hard time. Aaron Rodgers, because you either only have one or you have none. And that's something that's a big part of it. But what those guys do have is a 15-plus year career, over 400, 500 touchdowns, and over 100,000 yards thrown. Patrick Mahomes has already laid out a Hall of Fame groundwork. He already has everything he's going to need to say he's in the Hall of Fame. Now all he needs to do is just keep playing. Like, it's just really early. You know what I mean? Like, think about it like this is how I put it. Think about it like LeBron James, the first 5 years of LeBron's career. LeBron's not top 5 in his first 5 years of his career.
He's not winning.
But that's my point, though. The awards are cool.
That is different, though.
But you can't. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Is
that's what I'm saying.
You can't compare. Even if LeBron in his first 5 years,
you don't know what it feels like to not be in the championship.
But what I'm trying to say is, in let's say first 5 years, right? LeBron James.
That's all I'm saying.
You said that, and I just it caught in my head when you said that. I'm like, damn, like.
But if LeBron wins 3 championships,
played started 4, and since he took the start, he's always been in the championship.
100%.
We're not talking about playoffs. We talking about championship or Super Bowl.
You want to know why, though? You want to know why? Because his kryptonite retired. That's why.
Who, Tom Brady?
Tom Brady's his kryptonite. Say he's not.
Tom Brady was everybody's kryptonite. He was like Jordan in the 90s. It's
Not
hard
really.
to win while he playing.
I mean, he wasn't a kryptonite to Eli. He wasn't a kryptonite to Peyton. Him and Peyton was head to head.
Eli had dumb luck.
Nick Foles.
He just happened to
Whoa!
have it twice.
Listen, I hate the Giants. I really
That
do.
man caught the ball
But
with his helmet, bro. Come on now.
yes, but
Some say that to Phil.
After he was supposed to be sacked.
realistically though,
I play that play every because you don't know how much money I lost on that. I play that play in my head a lot because like I'm like,
he's
oh,
still in my head.
they about to take this man down. Like they had Eli.
I got more Patriot blood in me than you, and
I
that's
get,
still
I
in my
get what
head.
you say. I don't have Patriot blood. I have Tom Brady blood.
But I'm not gonna
I
say
rock with Tom Brady.
I'm not gonna say it was because of the helmet catch. The reason Tom Brady lost 2 Super Bowls to Eli is because of the Giants' defense. Tom Coughlin knew how to stop Tom Brady with that
Strahan and
defense.
them boys was
Yes,
different.
he knew how to stop
They
Tom
was
Brady with those
different.
defenses he had.
They was different, boy. Them boys came and put a hurting on everybody. Know people think when they say it, it is cliche. When they say the way to beat a quarterback like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, you got to put your hands on them. People think it's so cliche, but it's the truth.
It's true.
You
That's
gotta
true.
let them know I'm here. Every time
That,
you say hike, I'm here. You gonna
yep.
go to sleep dreaming about me.
You put Tom Brady in an uncomfortable position. I guarantee Tom Brady loses. Guarantee.
That's why
But
Ray
if
Lewis
you
used
don't
to
put
put the
pressure on
fear in
Tom Brady gonna eat you up.
people. That's
It's the
why
same way
people
with
like
Patrick
Ray Lewis
Mahomes.
and people like Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and them boys. Hey boy, put the fear of God in you, boy. They'll put the fear of God in you.
Listen, I stick to what I said. Travis Kelsey, he's carrying
He
Patrick,
not carrying them because everybody
bro.
said the same thing about Tyreek. Tyreek
You
left, he
take.
still won.
I never said that because
He
even when
still
Tyreek was
won.
because
Tyreek is
even
not
when
even the same
Tyreek
player without Pat Mahomes.
because even when they had Tyreek Hill and the Kansas City Chiefs, who was Patrick Mahomes still throwing to? Travis Kelsey.
Man, he just
I
got
mean,
it. They well, look. I'm not gonna say either one is carrying either one because I believe if you're talking about them in their respective field, they're the cream of the crop. Mahomes is the cream of the crop as a quarterback. Travis Kelsey, cream of the crop as a tight end. It don't get no better. We already in dope conversations with my boy Gronk.
Man, I'll tell you what. I'm better than all those fools. But
Go ahead, man, get it on.
no, I'm scared. I'm good. But I'm good on that.
You know what? You know what football mean though, right? Football mean basketball right around the corner.
Come on.
I love this. I love this time of year.
well
This my
since
season.
since you brought it up, let's talk some FIBA, baby. We got FIBA
Oh,
underway right
Jesus.
now. Team USA looking really good behind my boy Austin Reeves AR-15. Boom. Go ahead,
Yes,
Rob.
sir.
Talk about it, baby.
Yes, sir. Hey, Austin Reeves been out there. You know what I like about this USA team? You don't
They don't
know
have mega
who's gonna have
superstars.
a great night. That's it.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
but Rob, I do know who's not. Brandon
What's
Ingram looked like shit.
hey, you
he's
know
only there.
what?
He's only here to get a medal.
He's playing good within the system. He don't need to be the standout
Nah,
guy.
he just said the other day he don't know what the fuck's going on. I saw his interview. He was like, I don't know my role. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm getting buckets by Ricky Rubio. Like, hey
Hey,
man,
you gotta play some defense, but
it's
you
tough
know
out
what?
here.
I just love this team, this U.S. team, because you know if you saw them in the exhibition play, you saw players like Anthony Edwards stand out. You saw players like Jalen Brunson
Mhm.
stand out, and we know the usual suspects. But it's been a coming out party for Halliburton. We know Austin Reeves now. I think he's gonna do nothing but go back and benefit the Lakers. Like
Oh,
like these
100%.
Mm-hmm.
these
Mm-hmm.
guys that's getting that play, like because like do you see he's a superstar in the Philippines?
Yeah.
I saw him come out, they was screaming MVP, they was chanting his name. He had a whole part. I mean, to
I think that's
see
a fact though that the Philippines more times than not. I think they did
they're
a
Lakers
poll.
fans.
They're Lakers fans.
They're
Yeah, they
Lakers
love
fans.
Kobe. They love anybody that's a
But they
Laker.
love Austin, like the city of Los Angeles, that organization, their whole fan base has adopted this kid. And
Oh
they're
yeah.
like, oh, he's him. Like he's
So
trademarked himself and he's been putting the play behind his words. Like he's been amazing in FIBA play. Like he just gave him 15 the other day against New Zealand. Had a couple of spectacular pass plays. I'm like, wait, when you start passing like that? I'm like, okay, AI, and you know what? Also, too, like Bridges, Mikael Bridges, but them boys been hooping, and I got to give a shout out to Jaron Jackson. He's been holding down the paint. I mean, showing why he's a defensive player of the year. The guy's been doing this thing. We saw Ben Caro come
So
out with his coming out party. Had 21 against New Zealand. I mean,
Rob, I wanna
oh
ask
my
you though.
God,
I got
it's
something
been
for
hooping.
you. I've
Yes,
been
sir.
waiting to have this conversation
Let's
with you
go.
because we got a Laker fan in here in Frankie,
Yeah,
and we also have the biggest Kobe Bryant fan ever in Rob Scott.
yeah.
Anthony Edwards made a comment to Steve
Whoa.
Kerr.
Whoa, that's disrespectful.
Hey,
He's
I'm
not
sorry.
the only
Rob goes
biggest
hard.
Kobe
Rob goes
fan.
hard. I'm sorry. Rob goes hard. Hey, Curry's his current love, but Kobe came first.
Kobe came first.
Kobe came
That's
first.
my goat.
But I wanna throw this out there. This is what's going on currently for Team USA. The head coach is Steve Kerr, the greatest white man to ever walk in Chicago. But he almost benched Anthony Edwards in this game, and Anthony Edwards went about it in a way to the public that I felt like was kind of wild. Was kind of wild for a Team USA team. So Anthony Edwards had this to say about almost being benched. He said, "quote I mean, of course I wasn't cool with it. If that's what it takes, I mean, I am willing to do it, but nah, I'm never cool with that." He then goes on and says that Steve Kerr told him that Dwayne Wade came off the bench when Kobe played. Anthony Edwards said, I was like, all right, we don't have a Kobe, but all right, but it was cool. And having that conversation, I'm curious on how you guys feel. He kind of he didn't shit on the rest of the roster, but he was kind of like, yeah, none of these cats are better than me. That's basically what he said.
I mean, you still have to think about it. They're teammates now, but they're gonna have to see each other in the regular season.
Right,
And I'm not mad at that. I think even somebody like Kobe or MJ, guys with that type of, a magic,
right,
guys with that type of crazy competitive drive, Larry Bird, they will respect that answer. Like, okay, look, if I have to come off the bench, it is what it is.
right,
I might not like it, but if we gonna win, then do what you got to do. But am I
right.
ever cool with coming off the bench? Hell no. I don't think I'm the type of player to come off the bench,
And I'm
and
not playing devil's
I'm
advocate
not
either.
mad at that. I can't, even if you his teammate, you like, okay, I see you when the season starts.
Right.
Now I'm competitive. I'm gonna show you about yourself.
Right. And I'm not playing devil's advocate, Rob, but I know you follow that dream team so well. You followed the rebirth of it in the early 2000s, 2010s. The only reason Dwayne Wade was coming off the bench was because his shoulder was broken. He had a surgery, didn't he? And he was injured, so they
Yeah,
brought
he
in
was
Kobe Bryant.
injured. Yeah, but they even so, if you bring in Kobe,
Oh,
I'm
100%. But
coming
the
off.
reason that even happened was totally
Right.
different than Anthony Edwards' situation
But
right now.
even with that situation, I think with the Redeem team, they saw what happened in like 03, 04, whatever year that was that they lost to Argentina.
Mhm.
So they saw, okay, we got all the talent in the world, but that's it. That's they talent. We need somebody that wants to win, that also has the will to go with the talent and rub that off on the rest of the team. Who was that guy at that time? It's Kobe.
Right. 100%.
We got to bring in Kobe. Whether D Wade got hurt or not, I think they would have bought in Kobe anyway.
Yeah, man. I mean, and it's definitely one of those things for me. For Anthony Edwards, I have to look at him and I say, listen, I think when you're a douchebag and you're cocky and you're all these different things and you can't back it up, it's a totally different
Yeah,
conversation.
it
Like,
is.
I'm
It
gonna
is.
say something right now, and if Pride was here, he'd be doing a backflip because he'd be
Mm,
so happy. LaMelo Ball, to me, I think we finally need to start having real conversations about what LaMelo Ball is. I think
mm,
LaMelo Ball is flashy. He's box
mm,
office. He's
mhm,
somebody that you're going to be able to at least sell out a house of.
mhm.
But when you look at his sloppy defense, when you look at him giving up on plays, when you look at some of the passes and some of the shots and the selections of shots that he takes, you see a guy who that's not a winning caliber player. He's not going to win you anything. And that's the reality. Anthony Edwards, Anthony Edwards is going to be one of the best guards in this league. next to Luka, next to guys like Tyrese. And for Frankie's sake, I'm going to say Austin Reeves. But, you have those conversations and you say Anthony Edwards backs it up and then some. He goes the extra mile. And
Yeah,
I think that's a good mentality for him right now. Kind of the same when you heard Kobe used to talk about everybody's calling Michael Jordan Black Jesus or the Black Cat or the greatest of all time or the GOAT. And he's like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to just call him Mike and I'm going to see him at the rim. And I think
yeah.
that's the right attitude.
I mean, Kobe even had a quote when they was about to play Michael Jordan, and they was telling him like, you know what I'm saying, don't look him in the eyes. You know, they say don't look him in the eyes and
Look him straight
yada
in the
yada
eye.
because don't look him straight in the eyes because that'll set him off and this guy is crazy. And Kobe was like, yeah, I'm like that too.
Right.
Like, facts. You know what
Kobe,
I
they
mean?
forgetting Kobe was that dog. Like he was in high school in Philadelphia, going in, like looking at these other high schoolers. Like, bro, you don't even know about me. Like, I'm about to shut you down. Like he
Yeah.
was ready. He was ready for the NBA.
And they had a great like the guys in high school during that time. Like you remember, Kobe was with Rip and Steven Jackson and all these guys. Like it was a lot of good guys in high
Yep.
school during that time. Tim Thomas's of the world and all. These guys was out there getting it cracking. So, um, yeah, I mean, Kobe always had that dog in him, and I love how Jerry Russ he really saw that too. But when it comes to this FIBA, man, I think Anthony Edwards he's gonna do nothing but go back to Minnesota with this winning mentality. I feel
And
sorry
lose.
he has to play with Gobert, but he's so trash.
So
But also I can't just talk about the USA, man. I mean, Canada is scary good. I
Ew.
mean, they got some guys over there. They got, Shea Gildas Alexander. They got RJ Barrett. They got Dylan Brooks. They got Dwight Powell. I mean, they got some guys over there. Hey,
You just
and they
mentioned Dylan Brooks. Hold on,
I
you just said
did.
Dylan
Yeah,
Brooks.
Dylan Brooks over there hooping right now.
Dylan Brooks is doing very well in
Oh
the
He is
role that
my
hooping.
he's
He is
god.
playing.
hooping right now. I
He
swear.
Yeah,
really
because
Hey,
is.
it's FIBA. Because it's
hey,
FIBA.
hey, he
I don't think
hooping, and
so.
you
I think
still can't sleep on Australia either. So
I
I
think
think
when
there's
when
like some
Dylan
great
Brooks
teams
doesn't
out there.
talk, Dylan Brooks is a very valuable piece to a team. I truly do believe that. I think he's valuable. I think when he talks, he ruins it for himself. And
Yeah,
and
he
that's
he lost all respect from me.
100%. And the fact that he's doubling down on the LeBron stuff right now, it's like, dude, LeBron was averaging 35 on your head every single night in the playoffs. I don't want to hear that. But with that though, Frankie, I will say he's a great 3-and-D guy. He's somebody that you can trust to kind of just keep the other player at bay, keep his man at bay. I don't think he's going to go absolutely insane on Dylan Brooks, but I also don't think he's going to hold LeBron James to under 20 points. You know what I mean? He's not Jaren Jackson good at defense. But I think you have those conversations with yourself, and Rob and I kind of alluded to it all offseason is like, I wouldn't mind Dylan Brooks on the Chicago Bulls. I wouldn't mind Dylan Brooks on other teams, but with the contract that he got from Houston, you're like, yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not that. And for the attitude and the talk that he is, it's like you're not trying to deal with that noise. It's kind of like what's a good analogy for that, Rob? Because it's kind of like Pat Bev in a way, but Pat does back it up a little more defensively.
I used to. He used
Used
to.
to,
I think you could compare him to Pat today, where
yeah,
Pat is still kind of holding on to what he was. Like I think Dylan holds on to an experience. Like, hey, I came out here and I gave y'all hell one game, but he not looking at the total series. Like the total series, bro, you was a bum. Like,
right. Remember that one game I held you to 15,
yeah, but you
bro?
remember that
But it was
one
a
game
7-game
I
series.
gave
I
you
averaged
20 and 20?
35.
You remember that one game I gave you 20? That's what LeBron can say. But you remember the one game I gave you 20 and 20?
Rob, you
Remember
remember when
you
you were
said
in
you said I
Philly?
had to beat you by 40 for you to respect me, and then I gave you 20 and 20.
In Frankie in Chicago, when you hoop, man, and you're out in the street or you're at an export or the YMCA, wherever, you have these shorties coming to the gym all the time, and you'll bust these kids' ass every single day for an entire summer. But God forbid they win one game, bro. They'll never play you again, but they'll always remind you that they busted your
I
ass
gave
that
you
one game.
buckets, boy.
I gave you buckets that one time. I'll be like, the
That's like
record's
that
like,
movie. What's that movie? It's like Trainwreck, but talking about LeBron James was in it. Homie was in the gym with LeBron James, and they just like he's trying to shoot on LeBron. LeBron just keeps muffing his. He just keeps muffing his shots. And then he gets that one lucky shot on LeBron. He's like, "Oh, did I just do that on you? That's it. I'm done. I quit. No more."
That's it. I'm done. I quit. Me in basketball. I hit a three. All right, sub me out. Sub me out. I
That's a
did my
fact, though.
job.
That's a fact. That's like me getting like 2 blocks, and it's like, "What on this dude? All right, coach, I'm done. Get me out of
I'm
here.
done.
I did my
Nah,
job."
they used to be me in high school hoops, bro. Like literally, bro. Like I told Rob this all the time. Like I talk ball, I understand it, but as a player, you understand what your skill set is, bro. I'll give you one or two threes a game and then sub me the fuck out because I ain't going. Whoever I'm guarding, bro, is gonna be by the third, fourth quarter. I'm tired, Grandpa. I'm out of here, bro. I'm not trying to do this no more. My Achilles hurt, my back hurt, my shoulder hot. I ain't trying to do this.
You
Mike
just
ended the
gotta
game
pace
with a
yourself.
two. Mike ended the game 2 for 2 with 2 3 pointers.
You know what I
Perfection.
hear? You know what I hear right now? Shooting 100%.
Max, straight
That's what I
perfection.
hear.
Helping fantasy leagues out.
That's what I hear, bro.
Came in real quick. Two
Shooting
for two.
75% from three this year. How many
Two
threes did you take? Five.
for
Straight up.
That
He
don't
got
matter
invited.
though.
Got
Stats don't
invited
lie,
to the
baby.
3 point competition.
Stats don't lie. Throw me in the 3-point competition. I'm in that bitch.
highest,
Doesn't even
highest.
matter because it's not on his record.
You talking about highest 3-point percentage in the league? Let's get it.
Who does Rob? Who does Team USA play next?
Uh, I know they just played Germany today. They just destroyed them. Let's find out. 'Cause they like getting ready to get into these medal rounds now.
Yup. Which I still think is cool, man. Like we were talking about that when it first started. You know, I wish more guys were invested in it, and I understand it's not the big one, but it's still really cool to represent the U.S. And I think like it would still be great to see guys like Clay, to see guys like Curry, to see guys like Bron and AD and so many, maybe not AD, but so many others. You know, really get at.
Mad
I,
disrespectful.
I don't want to see AD get hurt in a fucking FIBA tournament, bro. But
Straight up, neither do I.
yeah,
Oh,
but
not
you know, I'll
Germany.
give
I
him that
said
pass for
Germany.
Frankie's sake.
They beat Greece today, not Germany. I'm sorry. Yeah, they killed Greece today, and then they go against Jordan on the 30th.
That'll be a good one.
So that'll be
Is that the
it.
championship, Rob?
No, not by far. That'll be it as far as like the games, like the qualifying games, and then they're gonna get into like the championship round.
Most
So
definitely.
right now
I
they've been undefeated. Uh, it's been some good games. Like Spain is still doing their thing. Serbia doing their thing. Slovenia, Lukic been going crazy. The boy had 34 to 10 and 6. Like the boy going crazy. Like it's been cracking. It's been good to see the NBA players getting involved in these FIBA games because these are guys we recognize. And you're shining the spotlight on guys you don't see every day. That you's like, man, these dudes can hoop. You know what I mean? And
and
now
that's what's
they
gonna
might
take
have
it
a chance to get in the NBA.
right, and that's where I'm gonna go back with what Mike was saying. Like, he wants to see more. Maybe like Steph Curry, LeBron James, like all these people that should be in there so we can see them ball. I think it's actually a good thing that we're not seeing them in there because, like Rob just said, we're seeing people that don't even get mentioned or even thought about it during the NBA season. Now they're coming out and they're showing their skills and they're showing their what they can do on the court in this FIBA World Cup. It's gonna get them more recognized. Now and I love my boy Austin Reeves. I love my boy, but like that's the one thing is like you got him over there in FIBA. He's going insane. Now he's gonna come back and he's gonna be like everybody's gonna look at him like, yo, give Austin Reeves the ball, give him the ball. Like he should be doing that. I guarantee you, by the second game, we're losing. This man is still getting MVP chats while we're losing. Like that's
100%.
that's what it's gonna change it to, and it's like that's why I'm like it's glad to not see all these big names. They're saving the big names for that Olympic because I'm pretty sure the Olympics is coming to Los Angeles next. I think it's in our state of the United States, and I think it's in LA and I think it's next year, 2024. But I'm glad that we're not seeing like the LeBron James, the people that you don't want to see, because what if, God forbid, they end up getting hurt? Then like
Well,
Rob said a little while ago, basketball season is right around the corner.
yes, it is. But you don't normally see these guys for FIBA. You see them for the actual Olympics.
You see them for the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
And I get that, but I'll tell you what I want to see right now is I want 150 points on the motherfucking board. I want every country knowing that, yeah, man, maybe it's nicer on that side, but we hoopers out here, and that's what it is. And no one's touching us, no one's talking to us. Like, get out of my
No.
room.
Yeah, so like when the first games in FIBA, you play your group. So right now, USA is in
I'm
group.
trying to shit on every group in the league, bro.
We're in Group C. So you play within your group to see
You can see
who's
these
gonna
nuts
be
when
coming
Curry's
out of your
splashing a
group to
40 footer in
actually
your face.
play in the championship round. So of course we're leading in our group right now. We 2-0. Greece is 1-1. New Zealand is 1-1, and Jordan is 0-2. So I mean,
Do you know why we undefeated? Because we don't have KD on this team. That's exactly why. I guarantee if KD was on this team, we would be freaking like we had like 2 losses on our record. Whack ass
I
KD.
do remember that Team USA team. What was it last year? Zach Levine, Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. Didn't
And
they
they
get their ass
lost.
beat a couple times?
Yeah, because
yeah,
KD's whack. He's trash. I swear to God,
yeah. I think I
if he ends up on the Olympic team, I swear to God, I am sending a hateful letter to the commissioner of the Olympics, and I'm gonna demand that Kevin Durant gets off that team and gets off the Olympics. He does not deserve it.
Well, I know one thing. If we end up having to play Russia, Kevin Durant can't go because that man be smoking everywhere he go. You gonna lock up KD?
well, the good thing is they in the Philippines.
Thank God. Thank God. But, hey, God forbid you got to go to Russia or something, man. KD can't go. No fly zone because he's in the high zone.
I don't
But
think
you know,
anybody from America is gonna go.
but
I wouldn't.
honestly,
He said I would.
with
I said
the
I wouldn't. I would not go.
Oh, I think he said I would.
with the way these young guys been out here playing, I am definitely excited about the NBA. I think we're starting to see now. LeBron is older. We saw favorite players like Dirk and Dwayne Wade and all these guys starting to retire. So now you're starting to break into the new regime of players, and I think the league gonna be just fine. Like you got some of these young boys out here that can hoop.
That's making us old. Like no
I
lie,
know.
it's making me feel like I'm like my grandfather. Like my grandfather was like the Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird era. We were like the Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James
The
era.
KG
Like,
era,
like you
the
got all
Tim
of them
Duncan
like,
era.
and now you got all these young kids that are like wearing like Mike said. You got these kids that are he's not good. He might not win you games or he's not at that winning mentality yet. But there's kids today that are wearing Lamelo Ball's
Yeah, these
jerseys.
kids like Lamelo, they like Trey,
I
they like
bought
they
I
like
bought a
they
LaMelo
like
Ball
Ja.
jersey.
These kids like Ja. And now just think about the new kids coming up. I mean, hopefully Zion can have a healthy year, and you got some potential beast out here, and
I'll tell you
it's
what
just
though.
better for the league that way. It's just better for the league.
I'll tell you what, Rob. I had to get this out. I'm sorry. I bought LaMelo Ball's jersey when he first got drafted, and I was like, I'm gonna rock with this kid. I watched him grow up. I'm excited. Little motherfucker changed his jersey number to 1. I will never buy another LaMelo Ball anything, bro. His shoes are whack. His hairline's fucked up. His teeth are huge. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I don't care if this kills any chances of us being media for the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball, I paid $150 for your jersey, and you changed your fucking number a year later.
You gotta,
You're an
you gotta,
asshole.
you gotta
I
let
mean,
it
we don't
go,
really
Mike.
care about
I'm
You
not
gotta,
Charlotte.
letting it go.
you gotta let it
I
go,
wouldn't let
Mike.
it
I'm
go.
not letting it go.
I wouldn't let it go either.
You know how many kids? You know how many kids bought that jersey? You know how
Hey,
many kids got that for Christmas when their parents couldn't afford anything?
you know,
And then this guy's just like, yeah, man. And you know what? I gotta keep it consistent. LeBron James does the same shit, flip flopping from 6 to 23 all the time. Like, bro, like pick one.
But
It's not
at least
hard.
it's those two. At least it's those
At
two.
least it's those two. At least it's those two. At least it's never been anything else. I'll lose my mind if he just randomly picks 7 one day. Trust. But it,
24.
it's the 20 man. But
nah, he can't get. Hey,
He can't get
no-
24 in LA. You're right.
nobody should touch 24.
he could wear
I'm not.
number 8 in Chicago. He could take Zach Levine right now. That's facts. But hey, Frankie, I do want to talk to you about it. I got Rob right here. We're having a little conversation about Stephen A. Smith. We had some issues last week. Some issues rose up. We had these conversations about Stephen A. Smith always running his mouth, having conversations that he shouldn't have, talking about things that he shouldn't be talking about. And then Lonzo Ball got a little feud going on right now. He kind of looked like a jackass on TV with his response. Obviously, he said on public television on First Take a couple months ago or a few weeks ago, whenever it was, that Lonzo Ball can't even get in and out of a chair. So Lonzo Ball rebuttals shows a video of him getting in and out of a chair and just politely tells Stephen A. Smith in a joking manner to check his sources and to come to him next time rather than just saying things on public television that could slander his future. Stephen A. Smith goes up. He has the same conversation, same attitude. I mean, Rob, take me through how you felt about Stephen A. Smith's response, basically saying that it's not about what I said. It's about that you can't play basketball. It's about that you can't play 35 minutes a game. It's about that you're not healthy. But at the end of the day, that wasn't why Lonzo was upset. Lonzo was upset because you basically just said that Lonzo Ball is handicapped, and that's not the case. So, can you kind of take me through? I mean, that's essentially what you just said. You just said that this man can't even sit in a fucking chair. And that's all Lonzo was upset about. Lonzo even said, I'm not playing this year. I'm going to be sitting out, but I can damn well sit in a fucking chair. And to me, Rob, like that's one of the more disrespectful things I've seen on television in a while.
Look, Stephen A. was just
He's
over exaggerating the story. I mean, we all know clearly it's a bad situation with Lonzo not being able to play after all this time, having to go through all these multiple surgeries. And to be honest, if you looked at him, I understand in the video he's trying to prove a point, but even that he did look like that was an uncomfortable thing for him.
I think I was watching that, bro. He was doing it with one leg, Frankie, for context. And I don't even think I could do that.
Right, but I think he don't want to put pressure on the other leg.
100%.
You know what I mean? So I get
one pressure and that shit's turning left.
I get the anger.
Knee issue he got.
Look, I get the anger at Stephen A. Smith. I really do, because it's like, come on, bro. Like, you over exaggerating. No, even if you did hit that piece of information, don't be putting that out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Stephen A. got to know when to cut it off. Like, okay, my sources tell me that Lonzo is still, messed up, but let's not over exaggerate.
Right.
Like
I got this
like
for you right here,
away
Rob.
from the wheelchair.
You ready for it? You ready for this?
Based off of what we're seeing and hearing and reading about, I've heard that it's even hard for him to get up from the sitting position.
A few moments later.
Stephen A., who are your sources, bro? Please tell me who your sources are. Come on, man. Come on, man. You gotta stop yapping. And I actually like you, man. I don't even know you like that, but I like you. I'm coming back, man.
Hey, you supposed to show him walking off though.
I couldn't show him walking off. It looked bad. He was hobbling.
Yeah, he was hobbling, bro.
He was hobbling. But Frankie, I know you didn't fully hear it. This was his response right here, because for everybody watching too. Like Stephen A's response, like, Frankie, you understand what we're saying? Like,
yeah,
you said he can't get out of a chair. You said that publicly on the biggest platform in the biggest chair in all of ESPN. You sat up there publicly and said that. And here's what Stephen A. Smith's response to what Lonzo Ball's video was. And I just felt like it was ignorant.
Really gonna sit poolside on the bench and think because you getting up and sitting down that makes you healthy? Does that have anything to do with running up and down a damn court for 30, 35 minutes a night? Come on, bro. Come on now. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm like.
But like, to me, it's one of those things to me where it's like, but bro, you missed the point. That's not the argument. You know what I mean? No one's saying that Lonzo can play 35 minutes a night. Nobody's saying that he's fully healthy. And I think it's mad fucked up that he completely misses the point. And you can even hear it. Rob knows more than anybody working with important people. You hear a publicist in the back saying, yo, we shouldn't be talking about this right now. Like, everybody understood that Stephen A. Smith fucked up, and he should have just owned up to that, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Like, you have that
own up to it, or at least sweep it under the rug. Like, hey,
right.
You know what? I got proven wrong. I ain't even got nothing to say to that. You right. Let's keep going.
Right.
You know
it's like if Rob told me.
Smith, though. Stephen A. Smith ain't like that though. Like, he wouldn't apologize. He's gonna keep saying, he's gonna back whatever the hell he's saying.
Yeah,
That's just how Stephen A.
that's a
said it.
person. Yeah, I know people like that personally. Like, there's no winning the argument with them because
Even when
even if
they're
they
wrong, they're right.
wrong, they right.
Yep.
That's like me and my wife.
100%. 100%.
She tells me
Right.
I'm wrong. I say, babe, shut up. I'm right. But I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, I'm right.
And that's why sometimes he's doghouse Frankie. He's sitting in the doghouse.
Exactly.
But with that, man, like, let's get into some real shit. Rob, let's talk about the good shit before we get out of here. I mean, we could talk about the Bulls,
Oh
but
my
why?
god.
But why? You know what I mean? But why? For no reason. We don't want to. Let's talk about the real contenders right now. We got free agency pretty much wrapped up. Who are the biggest winners so far for you guys in free agency? Who's looking a lot more legit? Who took a step back? Well, what are we feeling in the NBA right now in the East and the West?
Mm, that's a good question.
I'm gonna say my team won.
I hate you.
I'm not, and I'm not saying it just because I'm a diehard Laker fan.
Who,
I
who
feel
did the
like they
Lakers?
win now.
Who did the Lakers pick up?
Oh man, I gotta go
You don't
look by
know.
it. Hold on.
You don't even know.
I really don't know by heart right
That's
now. I
crazy.
gotta go look
If
it
you
up
don't
again.
know, man, come on, man. You
Bro,
got it.
you're asking me like 2 months after we signed everybody.
Nah, but hear me out though. Hear me out, Frankie. Right? Take a walk with me. You ready? If you would have signed Jason Tatum, you would have remembered that. You would have remembered that. If you would have got Devin Booker, you would have remembered that. If you would have got an actual player that's going to be valuable to this team in starting minutes, you would have remembered it. The Lakers added depth, which isn't bad.
I know we got Cam Reddish. We
Trash.
re-signed his stop trash.
He
Not
is
with LeBron
trash.
on his side. Not with LeBron on his side, buddy. Um, I know we re-signed Austin Reeves. We re-signed Rui Hachimura.
I like those moves.
I forgot the big guy from fucking what's his name from I think it was Dallas. We brought in. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. What do you
Um,
want?
didn't you extend Anthony Davis too?
Yeah, we extended him too.
You talking about the we said.
I'm not mad at it. You see what he did when he was healthy on the court?
Yeah, those 5 games were crazy.
Yeah, it was. Well, wasn't one of them against your second team in the Golden State Warriors, shutting down Clay Thompson, I believe his name was.
Oh, they actually don't guard each other. Leave him alone. Leave him out of this. Hey, I will say this though. Clay Thompson was just on a podcast. Oh, whose podcast was he on? Paul George's podcast. I've been listening to it. It's honestly not that bad. It's a pretty good podcast.
Podcast Pete.
Podcast P is pretty good. I like it. I didn't think I would like it at first, but it's growing on me, man. Now Trey Young's podcast is dog shit, bro. It is so awkward. It is not good. It is like, and I know he's new, so it's like I'm not gonna get at him for it. You know what I mean? But like, he's just an awkward interviewer, man. It's just weird. I can't be interviewed by a guy whose voice isn't as deep as mine. Hey Rob, so how do you feel about like basketball, man? Like, do you like it? And he's talking Alonzo Ball, and I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, what are you like basketball? Yeah, I like basketball. I'm a fucking basketball player.
We re-signed Austin Reeves. We re-signed Rui Hachimura.
Y'all
We
did a
brought
lot.
in. Yeah, we really did do a lot. We re-signed D'Angelo Russell, which I don't know why. We brought in Gabe Vincent.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That was a great pickup. And y'all brought in Torian Prince. Y'all brought in Cam
Yeah,
Reddish.
Victoria Prince.
Rob knows more than you do.
Y'all brought in
Because he's looking at it the same as me. He's on his computer just like I am. We got Jackson Hayes. That's who's the backup for.
That's a good one too. That's a sneaky good one that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah.
Where was he? New Orleans.
Yeah,
Hayes. Light skin homie.
That kid's a bucket, bro.
Yeah.
that's all we got for right now.
And,
And we got
he's
one.
athletic. He's
And we
athletic as hell.
And we got one more free roster space that the Lakers have been looking at. And they've been looking at what's his name
Carmelo.
from Dallas? No, not Carmelo.
Christian
Sorry, he
Wood?
retired. Yeah, Christian Wood, the big guy from Dallas.
Yeah,
That would
but
be-
I
I've
will
heard
say
They also brought up JaVale McGee. They brought him back as well for potentially coming back. Yeah, I'm done with him too. Like he's way past this. He's already helped us get a ring. Get out of our roster.
Hey, speaking of Dallas though, I think Dallas also got pretty good
I mean, man,
because
for the first time in how long they actually got
they
a free agent.
they bought Steph Curry in. They got in Rashawn Holmes, that boy from the Kings that was pretty good.
Re-signed
They
Kyrie.
they re-signed Kyrie. They bought in Grant Williams. Now they bringing in some defense. So now you can
So
let Kyrie and Luca go crazy, and you got some guys behind them now. That's they bring in Derrick Jones Jr. Like I think Dallas made some great moves.
Hundred
Oh,
percent.
Dante Exum, they bought in They made some great moves.
So I want the opinion of Frankie, and then I want the opinion of an actual Warriors fan, Damian, because PJ Walker is dog shit, and Nathan Peterman actually has some kind of football background where he can actually mentor people. But with that being said, what is PJ Walker going to teach you? How to be a fucking backup quarterback? I don't need that in my life right now. But
I don't think Damian's a true Bears fan. I think he's just a guy that just wants big name players on his team.
same.
Doesn't even watch them and see how good they are or how bad they got.
But I will say this. I want to ask it. Chris Paul to the Golden State Warriors. I want to start off with Rob because I want to hear the hype. And then I want Frankie's opinion from the outside looking in the West. So, Rob, how do you feel about Jordan Poole getting switched for Chris Paul? And what is that? What are you expecting from that offense from a starting position? Because I don't know what that's even going to look like. I still don't know. I can't believe in my heart that Chris Paul is coming off the bench. I can't. After coming off 10 plus assists as an average, I can't believe he's going to be coming off the bench. So, can you kind of take me through what you think you're going to see from the Warriors
I
lineup?
I I think you are going to see Chris Paul start. Um, I think especially re-signing Draymond.
That's why I love you.
I think that was very smart on the Warriors point standpoint. I think Draymond now is going to come in playing extra hard, especially now seeing the team chose him and
Mm.
not Jordan Poole. And I think a lot of that had to do with Jordan Poole, of course. He just didn't show up when they needed him most. I think he's going to have a pretty good season with Washington. I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular, but he's going to have a couple games where he's going to let loose, and he just has that capability to do so. But I think with the Warriors team, with especially with the way that the trajectory of the league right now, with the way that everybody's kind of playing small ball, Pauls, I think the Warriors have a team to contend with people. And then you could bring guys like Looney and other guys off the bench, DiVincenzo, that could come in and fill in gaps. I think this Warriors team is going to be pretty scary. I think a lot of people are underestimating the winning mentality of Chris Paul, and he's a do whatever it takes type of guy. If they try to experiment, it doesn't work, he will be willing to come off the bench. He's a guy that doesn't have that much ego, but he has enough ego to let people know who he is. We saw what he did with OKC. We've seen what he's done with the Spurs. I mean, with the Suns. I mean, the guy's a bona fide winner, and I think you putting him in a environment of winning. Golden State is used to winning. Now he gets to play with the nemesis who's eluded him for most of his young career, and Steph Curry. And
Mm-hmm.
I just think this Golden State team. I'm saying it right now. We getting the ring, baby.
Frankie, outside looking in as a Lakers fan, how concerned are you about the Warriors?
I'm not concerned at all, honestly. To be realistic with you, I'm really not. I'm really not at all. I mean, they were dominant without him. I don't feel like they're going to be dominant with him. Real talk.
Do you think
Real
they're going to be
talk.
more dominant?
No, I don't.
So
Honestly,
can I put something in your head though?
You talking about
go
Steph
ahead.
Curry playing off the ball?
And that was exactly where I was
Oh
going to
boy,
go with
you
it.
like it's about to be scary hours.
So you're
You
in a
got Clay
position.
and Steph. Oh my
Hold on,
God.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Go ahead, Rob. Keep saying what you're saying, and then
But I don't care.
Mike will go ahead and
I
ask
don't
me.
care. I don't care what
Mhm,
Clay did last year.
mhm,
You still
mhm,
have to respect him from the three
You
point
leave
line.
Clay out of
mhm,
this, goddamn
I
it.
wish you would leave
mhm.
Clay open. I wish you would.
But I do wanna throw that out there. So
Hold
Clay
on, hold
now,
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike. You say you wish we would leave Clay open, Mike. Can
Yep.
you remember the time? How many
I
times we
remember.
left Clay
I
open?
remember. I remember. I remember. I'm talking
Rob,
about this year. Stop living in the past.
stop living in the
Oh,
past.
oh, oh, oh. Okay, my bad. I forgot. We're in the past. Okay.
Don't make me don't make
Listen,
don't make me bring up the past.
listen, Mike. You can ask me a question in a minute, but this is what I'm gonna say. I don't think that they're gonna do anything. You know why? Because of Chris Paul's health.
Yeah.
Do you really feel? Yeah. Now that caught into your head. Now that caught into your head. You over there? Yeah. Not just regular season, but
Hey,
postseason as well.
that's
But
okay.
postseason as
We
well.
don't.
It's not
It's
okay.
good to
It's not.
have them, but we don't need them.
Oh, keep this receipt right now. Keep this receipt right now because you're saying this. You're saying this, but different results are gonna happen. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You say that now, but when he gets hurt and you guys end up losing, that's your first thing you're gonna go to. Well, we didn't have Chris Paul, man. We had Chris Paul was injured most of the season. That should be your first thing to do. Don't
Man,
do it.
he can
Right.
sit
Don't do it,
down.
Rob.
He can
But
sit down until after All-Star break if he wants to.
I do want to point that in your head, though, Frankie, to like what we used to see from the 2015, 2016, 2017 Warriors before KD really came into that picture. Draymond being the number one facilitator, Clay and Steph running in circles around the entire court, just playing this off-ball offense. You saw two guards that didn't handle the ball. Now I'm starting to think let's look bigger than just Clay. To add Clay, another year not being injured. Hopefully, we're going to see a better year from him. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be great. Now it's kind of just put up or shut up. I want to see the best version of you possible. Okay. So I'm not going to go crazy on that. What I will say is this: Curry being off ball again to one of the greatest facilitating point guards of all time with Chris Paul, Klay Thompson being open, and Draymond Green not having to facilitate can go back to being a defensive minded player. Can go back to being only focusing on defense, which when he only focused on defense, he was the defensive player of the year. Not to say he's going to be that again, because obviously age and a lot of other factors go into that as well. But I think everybody's going to be in a position right now to be the best versions of themselves. And Chris Paul is going to probably average 5 fucking points and 15 assists a night. And that's a win. That's how I see it. And then you have Kevon Looney and guys, Kuminga, who are still vital pieces to that offense. And Kuminga, who, to me, if it wasn't for Clay and Curry, would be a huge impact to this offense. And a guy like Kevon Looney, who was averaging 20 fucking boards at some point during the Kings season or during the Kings series. Like, I trust him. I think it's a good move. I think it's better than Jordan Poole because Jordan Poole was just a walking turnover. We can all be real about that. I think Jordan Poole will probably have a better year statistically, but we'll see on how many shots and we'll see what the turnover ratio is. I bet he's leading the league in turnovers by the end of the year. I would bet that because he's going to be starting. I think you're going to start to see a very different version of this Warriors team. All you're going to need is health. And to that point, though, Frankie, I do think there are conversations about that because Chris Paul is always banged up towards the end. Steph is always banged up in the beginning or in the middle. He's always ready by playoffs, but in the beginning, he always gets a little banged up. Klay Thompson just got to look like the best version of himself. He's been looking like a shell of himself, but it's understandable. But at some point, it's not understandable. At some point, you got to get back to who you used to be. There's no excuses for it. This is year 3 now coming off of that injury. I need a better version of him. So you're right. I hear you. But if this team can do what I think they're planning on doing, I think it's a problem.
I'm not worried about the Warriors. I'm not worried about them. I'm really not. Listen, we got the better hand of them. Now they have to beat us. It's that simple.
Right.
It's that simple. We made it to the Western
Why
Conference
you acting like
Finals.
y'all won the ring or something?
I'm not. I literally right
before you cut
we gotta
beat y'all.
Right, because y'all gotta beat us.
We gotta beat Denver. We gotta beat Denver. That's what we gotta do. We gotta beat Denver.
We gotta beat Denver. You didn't face Denver. We faced Denver.
Yeah, we ain't worried about
We faced them. You have to beat us.
Y'all
just
gotta
like
win the ring first.
Memphis has to beat us. We have to beat Denver to get a ring because we were right there.
The Warriors were y'all ring.
I don't want to hear anything that
the Warriors were y'all ring. Y'all was so happy
No,
to beat the Warriors. Y'all forgot the
Yeah,
job.
we were.
Done.
Yeah, we were
forgot
happy
the
to beat the
job
Warriors.
wasn't
You want to know
done.
why? Do you want to know why we were happy to beat the Warriors?
Because they've been
Because
dominating the past couple of years.
No.
Facts.
But not only that. Because we came out as a team that wasn't even favored to even make the playoffs, let alone make the play-in tournament.
Y'all made a couple
we did
good,
that. We did that. We made a comeback. We made a comeback.
Y'all
Became
made
a
some good
6-seed
mid-season
team or
moves.
7-seed team. We became a 7-seed team and made it to the Western Conference Finals. All right.
Everybody who saw the moves y'all made understood that y'all just became competition now.
And the reason why it was major big for us is because just like people like you, Rob, everybody thought that the Golden State Warriors
Hey,
was
what you mean, you
championship
people,
material.
man?
You know exactly what I mean.
Talking about us
People
Warriors
like
fans.
him, Warrior
Whoa,
fans.
whoa, oh.
Warriors.
But nah, I do have one last topic for us today. If you guys have the time for it, I think it's an interesting one. I think it'll definitely make Frankie excited. I think there's a lot of different ways this can go, and I'm
He
really
called Clay
curious
overrated.
to see what can.
Sorry.
Who's overrated? Who said Clay was overrated?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll stop this whole damn show. Damien, is that you?
Damian
Nah.
Hernandez. Golden State Warriors ain't gonna do shit with an overrated Clay Thompson.
Oh man, Damien, I'm on your ass. I'm coming for you, bro. I know where you live. But with that being said, man, we got some Giannis news that hasn't really been talked about enough, and I think it's definitely a conversation that we need to start having. Is Giannis potentially leaving the Milwaukee Bucks? And the other day, he gets asked in an interview about what his future is going to look like. Obviously, he's going to be a free agent at the end of this season. It's going to be interesting to see how loyal he's going to be to this team, because obviously he always reiterated how important it's going to be for him to bring a championship to Milwaukee. Now you've done that. So what we heard from Giannis and the conversations that he was having with his camp is really what's going to be next season, what the conversation is going to look like. This is a couple quotes from Giannis when he was asked about if he's going to re-sign with the Bucks. He said, the real question is not going to be this year, numbers wise, it doesn't make sense. But next year, next summer, it would make more sense for both parties. Even then, I don't know. He said, I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page. Everybody's going for a championship. Everybody's going to sacrifice time away from their family like I do. And if I don't feel that, I'm not signing. That's what Giannis had to say about his extension with the Bucks. If he would potentially test free agency, if that's something he's willing to do. How do you guys feel about it? Is that kind of writing on the wall? To me, it's writing on the wall of him letting the organization know, you guys aren't doing enough for me right now. I need to see everybody get bought in the way we used to be, because right now I'm seeing a lot of guys slacking off. That's how I took it.
I agree with what he says.
I think it's really gonna come down to what do the Bucks what the Bucks off season moves are next year. Because I think they're gonna be in the same situation this year. They're gonna be a pretty good regular season team. I don't see them winning the championship. I don't think they're significantly better than Boston. I think Boston's gotten a little better with Porzingis if he can stay healthy. Um,
Yeah. He already announced that he's hurt. I swear to God. I swear to you. I sent it to you guys. He already announced
Oh
that he's
yeah, I
hurt.
remember that. I do remember. But yeah, but it's still a young season, so the season hasn't even started yet.
Right. I think
So
that conversation starts with what version of Chris Middleton do you get this year?
yeah,
Yes. Or how healthy he be.
yeah, or how aggressive he will be, because I think when you have an aggressive Chris Middleton, it takes a lot of pressure off Giannis, because now you have to guard everybody playing up, because Chris Middleton has some type of effect when he's hitting. You got Bobby Portis hitting again. But
Right.
I mean, they got a bunch
Drew
of shooters
Holiday.
out there, and you allow Drew to play his game, because Drew wants to take you to the rack. He doesn't want to pull up for jumpers. He'll do it if he have to, but Drew likes to overpower guys because he's a big point guard. So I just think Giannis wants to see this team really committed to winning, especially you're firing my coach who he loved. Say what you want about Coach Bud. Giannis loved Coach Bud.
100%.
And now he's like, okay, if you're that committed to winning, where you're gonna take away my coach, I want to see you bring in some more guys to help this team stay competitive.
You also want to see that coach be a better fucking coach. Then you better be a great coach. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like if you're getting rid of my guy who I won a championship with,
yeah.
it better be Phil fucking Jackson.
And he's not a good coach.
Nah.
You brought in an assistant coach from Toronto. Disrespectful. That's fully disrespectful to Giannis.
And you want to hear some crazy stuff? You want to see how it's all a domino effect? Because that coach in Toronto left, the Chicago Sky lost James Wade. So I'm anti-Bucks all season long. That's how I feel about it. That's where I'm coming from. Fuck that. Fuck that. Because they hired James Wade as the assistant fucking coach of the Toronto Raptors, and now I'm fucked. So yeah.
Hold on. But you added Dwayne Wade.
He's an owner.
So
I don't even think he's majority on, is he?
Nah, he's just got a little small stock. Well, it's not small. It's not small. It's like $85 million, but it's still not the whole boat. But with that, man, Rob, we've already talked about this before. Giannis has said he would love to play for the Chicago Bulls. He loves the franchise. He also sees teams like the LA Lakers. I'm gonna throw it out there to you guys right now. Who do you think is the destination spot
I
for
mean,
Giannis?
you're not leaving Milwaukee to come play for Chicago. Not in this state.
No, but what does that destination spot look like?
I'm just keeping it real. What
No,
you
100%. But what do you think that destination
I
spot
would
looks
see him go with the Lakers, especially too. LeBron is really in it now to try to play with Bronny, but God forbid with Bronny heart problems that he's going through right now. And again, I know the same with you guys. Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with Bronny. I hope he
like?
has a full recovery, but we don't know now if that will be a reality of them playing together. We don't even know if Bronny will continue to play
Right. They say
basketball.
they are, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
You
but
play it by ear.
when it comes to things of the heart, I mean, we just saw, rest in peace to one of the legends. We just saw Bray Wyatt at the age of 36 die of a heart attack. If guys don't know who Bray Wyatt is, he was a wrestling guy with a great creative mind, and
don't do that.
already
Don't do that. Don't do that,
already a
Rob.
legend.
If they don't know who Bray Wyatt is, then fuck them.
Yeah, but I just
That's
I want
disrespectful that
people to
they don't
give
know
that
who Bray
man his
Wyatt is,
flowers
Mike.
because Bray Wyatt is the man.
I knew who it was. Rob put me on.
But man, we just seen a guy who, of course, he's not in Bronny James shape, but this guy wrestles a lot, and this guy dies of a heart attack at 36. So when it comes to matters of the heart, you don't want to play with that. So we don't know if Bronny James will continue to play. And now, with that being said, we don't know how long LeBron James' heart will be into playing basketball still. Like we know he's still a talented guy, but he had a goal in mind. He wants to play with his son. I don't know how strong of a goal it is to get the Lakers another ring. He's fulfilled that obligation. He got them a championship. So
Do you think this is my personal,
yeah,
like, just me asking as a Bulls fan sitting here right now?
yeah.
Do you think he says it doesn't bother him? He says it's not a problem, but do you think not even getting to 5 is still something that's in his mind? Because you
Who
still got to
LeBron?
chase the legend of Michael with 6. You still and Frankie, you can attest to it. If you want to be one of the greatest Lakers, you got to catch up to Kobe at 5
And Magic.
and Magic. I mean,
Magic got
and
5.
that's a real conversation. The fact is, Ron has 4 and only 1 is with the Lakers. So I feel like another one with the Lakers would definitely create an argument, not of the greatest of all time, but at least of him being top 5, top 10 Laker of all time. You have that conversation already about him being top 10, but top 5 is a very, very deep list of real legends who have contributed for that organization. Frankie, do you think, because you're our guy in LA, even though you're in fucking New York, but do you see that being something Bron actually still cares about?
He does. When you put on a Laker jersey, it honestly it means something. Not just it's not just a person putting on a jersey. It's the Lakers, bro. It's like
That's true.
you look back into the date of times, like we just said, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, like then
Jerry
you move
West,
on,
the
Jerry
Low.
West, and then you move up to like Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, like all these
Paul
other people, like
Gasol.
like uh, Pau Gasol, freaking Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher. Like you look at all these people, like you want to put your name up there. You want your jersey to be hung up on the banners with all those other legends up there, not just because of what you've done in the sport of NBA. Those jerseys are up there. The Lakers, the retired Laker jerseys that are up there, they're up there for a reason, not just because of what they've done for the sport of NBA, but because of what they've done for the Lakers organization. And I feel like that's what LeBron needs to do. Just bringing one chip to LA isn't gonna put you up there, and not just any chip. You guys like to call it. You guys like to blast me all the time with this shit. They call it the bubble ring.
I don't.
Like
I don't.
I
I know
want
you.
y'all to put that out there. I don't
I
because
know you don't. I know you
I
don't.
think that's a very
Sometimes
hard
Mike.
championship to win. To me, in my opinion.
Sometimes Mike defends me. Sometimes Mike hits me with it. I think it's just a love for me
I
that he
think
has
yeah.
for me.
Sometimes I just like making you mad.
I know, but it doesn't make me mad because I like
Oh,
the
but
way.
because you just brought it up, I know it does.
No, it doesn't. But like
I
that's
got him. Thanks.
it's because of what
Flip this right now.
it's because of what we're talking about. If you really look at it, LeBron James wants to be up there as one of the Laker greats. He can't do that if people are looking at his ring with the Laker as the bubble ring.
That's
Like you
true.
understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, for sure, bro. No, yeah, and most definitely, bro. Like my big thing right now, bro, about the bubble, and this doesn't just go for the NBA. This goes for all collegiate sports. I think it is so important to me that we have that conversation about what realism is and what a real team looks like. I mean, when you take into account the four teams that were in those finals, do we all remember who were in the finals in the conference championship?
You talking about in the bubble?
Yeah,
It was the Lakers. It
it was
The
was
the
the
Lakers
Nuggets,
and
Nuggets.
the
Lakers
Nuggets,
and the
the Heat
Nuggets,
and
and
the,
the
the
Heat
Heat
and
and the
Celtics.
Celtics.
And what do we see 3 years later?
The same
Rematch,
finals,
baby.
the
So
same. Yep.
for you to have that conversation, now I understood it about Miami because they didn't do it again. You know what I mean? They kind of choked the next couple of years, but they found their way back, and they're showing that they're still a juggernaut. They're showing that they're still able to go tick for tack with some of the best offenses and best defenses in all of the NBA with a lackluster, I guess is the way you could put that, a lackluster Damian Lillard list offense. But I think, which by the way, we're not even going to have that conversation today because I'm tired of talking about it. Dame's not fucking going anywhere. So, um, but understanding that at the time it's like, well, who's Denver? This was before Jokic was an MVP. So, oh, who's Jamal Murray? Like, who are these guys? We don't know. Who are the Miami Heat? Jimmy Butler's not going to the finals again, and then they both do it. And Jokic ends up being a back-to-back MVP, arguably a three-time MVP, depending on who you ask. But he's not. But arguably, and you have those conversations, and you say maybe the bubble was just the start of a new era. And I think because of what we've seen recently, and to Frankie's point, at first I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really throw the bubble too deep into consideration. I count it, but you kind of look at it like whatever. You know what I mean? But now that you're starting to see these teams still remain at the top of their division, at the top of their tiers, it's like, man, I can't hate on it. It's the same rosters more times than not.
And to me,
Hell no.
honestly, like I say all the time, I think the bubble was harder to win because you really had to focus in on your goal. To me, you had every distraction in the world. I mean, hell, Lou even had to leave to go get some wings from Magic City. I mean, people were away from their families. You had no crowd, no home field advantage. People were watching you from TV screens. Like it felt like open gym in the NBA. And you had to focus in and remember who you were as a player, who you are as a player. And to me, I say the bubble is one of the hardest championships to win because
Yeah, and that was the
you're dealing with mental stress on top of continue to play basketball. You got COVID happening right now. You got the George Floyd situation happening at that time.
Which
I
was
mean, it was
crazy.
a lot to deal with, and to say that I have to go play basketball and continue to try to earn my check so this league can continue to make money so we can all make money. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's a lot. I'm staying at Disney World. I eat the same food every day. See the same people every day. At one point in time, remember they couldn't have their family in there. So now you telling me I can't even go holler at my girlfriend? No, you know what I'm talking about?
I hate Rob.
I'm just keeping it real. That plays a key in stress reliever. Just coming home to your lady and you just all right, let's leave our problems at the door.
100%.
You know?
100%. I think it also, Rob is a huge fan, and I are a huge fan of Chicago high school basketball. And when you don't have, I'm going to give respect to high schoolers everywhere. Like, it's a great crowd. High school basketball playoff atmosphere in Chicago is electric.
It's
State
big.
championships are electric, but it does not compare to, Frankie, how many people could fit in Staples Center?
Probably like 40,000 plus.
40,000 fans screaming under the lights. I mean,
And
we're
it's crypto.
talking
It is crypto.com arena.
right. We're Staples Center.
Hey,
But
but
with that
you're
being
right
said,
though.
though,
Like think about remember we're seeing New York now get back into playoff basketball under
right, you
James
have the
Worthy.
celebrities on the sideline,
Yeah,
Rob. Like,
like, did you remember watching New York play? I think it was Atlanta, and you just hear the roar of the crowd. Like
man,
it's
Rob, I'm gonna cut
different.
you off. Rob, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna do
Ooh,
you
it's
one better.
different when you had that
Did
home
you
It
field.
see?
was Cleveland.
Did you see
Oh,
Spike
Cleveland,
Lee
yeah.
tell Trey Young to shut the fuck up?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well, damn. Spike Lee just told you to shut the fuck up, bro.
That's what I like to see though. Like that's what basketball is about. Like so now you telling me we going into a bubble and all that is taken away from me. We being able to slap fives with the guys on the sideline who just spent all this money to get front row tickets to watch me play. Like, that's to get the love of the crowd, man, to hear the roof blow off a place, literally a roof blows off a place. Like I don't like if you've never been to a game before, please, I encourage people, go to a game. Go to it. I got a chance to go to a game in the hype of Derrick Rose, and oh my God, to just be in the Bulls arena at that time at the United Center was beautiful. I mean, I'm making friends with people I don't even know. That's what sports do to you. I always say the three best unifiers of the world is sports, music, and weed. I'm just telling you. I mean, it just brings people together.
I mean, it's more. I like your motto. For me, it's more like weed, sports, music. I like the three though. I agree with you. I gotta just shift it around for you for my side of
I
it.
got you. Yes, sir. But
I
that's
like I
just
like how you got
yeah.
I like how you got to I like how you got to see D Rose, and I want to since we're throwing it out there, I got to witness Kobe Bryant versus Carmelo Anthony.
Oh man, I know that was beautiful.
You feel me? And I missed the chance of getting to see Kobe Bryant versus LeBron James. That's something that I wanted to go see next. I couldn't obviously go see it because then I, started knocking this woman up and started having kids. Don't know
Hey, my
why.
plan, now my
And
plan
you
is,
said I have
for
a
next
dream.
year is to go to Oracle, well not Oracle, Chase now. I want to go to Chase Arena and watch Steph play.
That would
I
be
want to go for
Rob.
myself.
I'm telling you right now. You set a date, bro, and I'll go with you.
Let's ride.
Let's do it.
I'm going next year. I'm
Let's
going.
do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna check out the schedule. We
You know
I'm,
what
definitely
I'm trying to
want
do
to
next
play the
year?
Bulls.
You know what I'm trying to do next year? I'm trying to go to Wembley, baby. AEW.
Man, how about you?
yeah, that was a good show.
How about you come
I'm
to
trying.
Chicago, Frankie?
Chicago's not ready for me, bro. I think I'd be too reckless for Chicago.
I think Chicago will be too reckless in you, baby.
It'll probably be more equal. Real talk. I
Hmm.
think I'm gonna have to cut a person if I end up going to Chicago.
Hold
Yeah,
on, hold on.
don't bring don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Oh Lord Jesus, I say that out loud. Don't do that.
Listen, man, I just want you
Oh
to know
man,
nobody attacks each other from at least 15 feet away.
Jesus.
Everybody's airing it out. But we got final thoughts. We're wrapping up on over 100 minutes of an afternoon show. What is this? Christmas? And
Evening,
Rob Scott?
evening show.
Evening show. Oh, so sorry. But final thoughts. Let's get them out. Rob Scott, how we feeling today? What's going on?
Man, all good, man. It was good to always, come talk sports with my boys, man. Getting ready to fly out to New York tomorrow. Be out there for 2 weeks. So if you guys want to check out the Armory show and meet your boy in person in NYC, just holler at your boy. But yeah, about to go see what this New York life like for a while.
100%. 100%. Frankie, you got anything, brother?
I might have to take a weekend. I might have to take a weekend, go down to New York City and see Rob.
Calm
Uh,
down,
it's
man.
just,
We kicking
it's
it.
just, it's just a 3 hour drive. Ain't nothing more than a couple blunts down and smoke
Right,
a
you
couple
said a three
blunts with
hour
my
drive.
boy.
I'm on a 3 hour flight. Ain't nothing
For
to
me, it'd be perfect timing.
it.
Um, but yeah, no, my final thoughts, man. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Well, you want
Preseason's over. Yeah, like I said, preseason's over. Tomorrow deadline. for every team to get down to the 53-man roster. So keep on the lookout. You know, we've already, like Mike said and myself said early on in the show when we started, we've already seen potential big name players that have been cut that surprisingly gotten cut. So don't be surprised if somebody big name on your team ends up getting cut, because this is a whole different time and era of the NFL. They want to go young and fast and no more old and slow.
100%. 100%. My final thoughts, baby. September is right around the corner. Y'all got to check it out. Rob's 2 cents coming back to the All Sports, All Plays Network. You can check it out on Rob's 2 cents first and foremost on all social media platforms. And you can also check it out on the ASAP network if Rob feels like he wants to go live on ASAP, because the fireballs, the algorithm, it's all so complicated. But we aren't educated enough to understand that. But with that being said, you can check out Rob's 2 cents on all social media platforms, because our boy Rob Scott, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the king of New York, is going to be going live very soon. I'm excited about it. I've been waiting for it. I've been itching. I mean, my crotch is just scratching right now, and it burns when I pee. I'm so excited. But that might be something else. But
go to the doctors. What the hell?
But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead to my nearest urgent care. I'm going to check you guys out later. Rob Scott, Frankie Cruz, Frankie the Yankee, Rob of Rob's 2 cents. I'm Mike Hughes, the Shy Kid from the All Sports, All Plays Network. This has been the evening show. We'll check you guys out later. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. Maybe tomorrow
evening.
I'm getting out of here.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.